Yobius. In we go. In like Flynn. I might have to adjust the clocks. This is what I had a lot of problem of setting up my stream. Okay, let me do that now. That's quite annoying. So you can see the time. Other questions? Am I on the beers? No, I'm on the green. I've been drinking a lot of green tea today. Do you know what? I even got down the gym today. Can you believe it? I even got to the gym. What is wrong with me? I don't know. But I'm probably going to be having a beer if I lose this game. As strong as Yobius is. No, I'm just going to leave the time like that because I can't be... It's too fiddly to adjust. Oh no, I don't like it. I'm such a perfectionist. This is my problem. Everything has to be, maybe what do they call, OCD-ish? Everything has to be like OCD. And this is taking me a lot of time just to get the time right. If I have to do this every game, I will go crazy. That will do. Let's throw the knight into the middle of the board, shall we? In we hop. Hoppity hop. Hop, hop, hop. Less than competent. I know what you mean. I feel that way very often. I'm keeping an eye, like say, in Chess24 on the chat. So do let me know. Do let me know what your is that your handle on Chess24. I'll try to give you a game. Hobbit64. No sports. You have a no sports philosophy, do you? I mean, I'm certainly not the sportiest of people. I could do with losing a lot of pounds, but you know, it's a good way to feel good, isn't it? You know, a little bit of gym activity. Now, I'm wondering, you need to adjust. Oh God, what is going on with the bloody clocks? I just adjusted this, man. I'm going to sack a piece because this is starting to piss me off. Okay, let's see if we can get this bot. It's me being incompetent. And let's just try that again. Let's just whack that there. And just make it again as neat as I can. Hello Blair, thank you for telling me that. Now I think Yobius could have gone B4 last move and probably should have. Now is the clock gonna behave itself? Behave yourself, clock. Don't mess with me, man. Don't you mess with me, clock. Okay, good. I feel good now. The setup looks pretty nifty. It's all good. Things are good. Things are good. How you doing, Blair? Are you okay? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing well. Okay, lots of people saying they got challenges. I can see 28 challenges. So I've got a lot of challenges to get through today. Let's try to make the challenges quick. Time limit, 3 minute preferably. Because obviously, if you make the challenges like half an hour or something like that, and now my camera's gone, it's one of those days, then we won't get all the challenges in, so that would be most annoying. So let's try to get as many challenges as we can. Oh God, you can tell, you know, the clock goes and then the camera goes. Is it literally going to play with me like this today? And this is my proper camera. Everything's been going wrong recently this year. Focus, no, focus. I'm over here. Focus on me. I'm pretty sure I don't look that blurry. What is going on? Yeah, everything sort of started going wrong. I mean, I got COVID first of all, but I was kind of fine. You know, COVID wasn't such a big issue. And then basically my car stopped working, and that cost a lot of money to fix. And then I have this very expensive, I'm going to put a new camera up after this game, very expensive camera that I use for filming like DVDs and videos and stuff like this, and the camera just broke on the, like, this all happened at the same time, and I'm like, it was a really expensive DSL camera that I had to get for like professional shooting. I'm not even thinking about the game now. Is Queen C7 scaring me? Yes it is, but okay, we won't worry about this too much. It might just win, but we're not going to worry about it. And it was 4 days out of the guarantee. Can you believe it? 4 days. And it's still getting fixed at the moment, but they quoted what am I playing? I'm not really thinking. I'm thinking about my bloody camera. And I didn't even mean to play that move, but they quoted me £800 to fix this camera. I'm like, oh my God, £800. Can you believe it? So I've got this camera now. And now this camera is misbehaving. So we're going to try to get into the groove of this slowly. I'm playing like an absolute Egypt at the moment. But, you know, things can only get better, can't they? Surely, I guess. So once we've got the technical things at my end right, then life should be good. Yeah, £800 is insane. Spoda superhero, it is insane. It's an insane amount of money for a camera. I 100% agree with you. And and get a new camera. Yeah, I mean, I would certainly consider getting a new camera, but what do I do, man? Yeah. And another bad move, because you can go knight here now, but he didn't see it, fortunately. And I got some little problems with my pawn. So let's play this move, which looks as ugly as hell. And somehow I feel there's a bit of danger with these guys down here, and Yobius bringing his queen around, and if he can get in here, he'd be doing very well. So again, is he going to play knight here? Quite possibly. So I'll put my rook on an open file. I'll cover that one. And we'll get that one all covered. And let's have a look. I'm being told they're actually pro cameras for the amount of money. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, do I get a new camera or do I repair this one, which actually costs more than 800? And don't ask me why. But I basically, it's like one of those dilemmas, and you can feel my pain anyway, right? Just feel my pain. It was bloody painful. Okay, Yobius is threatening to take there. Let's try to get into the chess. I'm going to set this camera up again. I've got a simple webcam here as I speak, and I think he's now blundered. Yobius had the right idea because his queen was pinning my pawn, but his last move, I get rid of that one, and now his rook is not looking so good. I'm just going to whack my rook in on the 7th rank. His knight defends g2, so probably nothing going to happen there. And as we're a rook up, we can probably exchange off a lot of pieces here and try to use both of our rooks at some point. A little cheeky check, but our king can and should move towards the center. And let's get rid of these guys now. We'll take that one, not because we win a pawn, but mainly it makes way for the other rook to get its way into the action. And I don't think I'm going to get checkmated here somehow. My king can run this way, and Yobius has lost on time. So okay, so let me just set this camera up again, and hopefully we won't have this issue, but it will take me a little bit of time. You'll see how bad my room is now. Oh, hello. Are you going to work? Are you going to work now? There you go. This is actually my room I work in, and look at that. You can see it all in its glory now. It's very small, but it does the job. So let's just get that camera set up again, and I don't know. I mean, even this webcam should be quite good. It's a 4K webcam. Sounds good, right? But this doesn't look like 4K to me, does it? And it looks pretty bad. But okay, we'll just have to deal with it until life goes on. Life goes on. Should put a bit of colour in my cheeks. There we go. That's better. There we go. Happy days. I think we can leave it like that, or maybe we can go. How about this? Whoa! How evil can we look? How evil can we look? Oh my words! Look at that. That's quite cool. I like that. The Green Man. The Green Man. Okay, I think we should. Let's just do it like this. Next game. That's actually going to give me. That's going to give me a bit of a headache, I feel. Let's let's get away from that. Let's get away from that. Okay, all these settings, and I've no idea what any of them do. Cool. There's some really scary ones, right? I mean, that's just wrong. It's this beard. It's the beard that makes it all go very funny. And look at that, pale as hell. And we'll put it on this, and we'll get cracking. So get your challenges in. I will post the link again where you can challenge me, and I'm just trying to sort this out. So okay, that's better. We're just going to leave it. And the next challenge is, if you want to get your challenges when I finish, maybe just tell me what your name is, right? If you can post your name. So I'm going to have a look on the Chess24, and we can see that we have a couple of challenges there, and one was from less than competent. So let's see if you are on the list of people to play. So and then we'll take on some of the higher rated people. Less than competent, you had to, as I said before, ideally, if you want to play me, please tell me what your Twitch handle is so I can find you. There you are. You've got the you've got, what are we playing? We're playing 3 minutes, so we're in with a game. Nicely done. And don't cry if I don't play you. The thing that I hate the most is people who literally wet their pants because I don't pick them to have a game. If you're going to do that, just go away. Don't wet your pants if you don't get picked. I will try to play as many as you if I can, but you can't all play at once, can you? It's like you open a shop door, there's 50 of you. Do you all try to fit in the door at the same time? It would just be ridiculous. You make a queue. Now, I remember this actually because I remember going to the Eiffel Tower, obviously in Paris, and it was quite a busy day, and there was a queue to get into the Eiffel Tower. And I think what I found is different countries have different opinions about queuing. Does anyone else like agree with that? Do different people have different ideas about queuing? Different countries? Some countries are kind of happy to queue, and other countries just don't know what the word queue is. It's really weird. And being English, I think we are very reserved, as in, like, we never, English people never complain about their food. You can go to a restaurant and you can get a meal, and it can literally be frozen. Let's say a frozen pie. It's not even cooked. They've forgotten to cook it, and you're eating it, and you're saying to maybe your girlfriend, boyfriend, you're saying, "Oh my God, it's not cooked. This is disgusting. Oh my God!" And the waiter will come over and say, "How's your food, sir?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you. Lovely. I'm loving this frozen pie. This frozen pie which you've forgotten to cook. It's amazing. It's the most loveliest thing I've ever eaten in my life." And as soon as they go away, you're like, "Oh my God, why didn't I just say something?" I think we're too, as a nation, we don't like complaining. I don't know what it is. And I think it's the same with queuing. Okay, there's a little bit of an exaggeration. It's a little bit of an exaggeration. If it was frozen, I would bloody complain. And I now do complain a lot more than I used to. But queuing, I mean, it was ridiculous. I was in this queue, and I think, we're not used to complaining. But after like, people just kept coming in front, and I was like, what are you doing? "Oh, no, speak English," or whatever. And I'm like, there's a queue. And I was getting more and more annoyed. And I don't know what, there's certain different nationalities were just pushing in. They just don't know how to queue. Oh dear. That's my rant about queuing. Anyway, has anyone else had that? Has anyone else had that one? Or is it just me? It looks like it might just be me by your comments. Okay, I'm trying to look at all the chat as much as I can. Imperator, is that how you say it? Imperator is saying, "Do your best, Simon. I'd like to have a go at your Dutch though." Okay, well, Imperator, I will certainly let you have a punt at my Dutch. We've got quite a lot of challenges already. And I'm going to try to do them in order a little bit, as much as we can. So we'll have a go, but we'll try to let you have a go again. Just looking at the comments. Twitch community is only chess and hot tub. That's another thing I think is a bit weird, this hot tub. When are we going to see Ben Feingold in the hot tub? This is the question that everyone wants to see, surely. The Ben Feingold hot tub stream. Surely. One thing about queuing, have your damn money ready. That's also a good point. You don't want to be, you're waiting in the queue. People get to the queue, the front of the queue, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've just got to get my wallet or my purse." There's about 50 people behind them, and they've had like an hour to get their purse ready. Let's say purse. Let's just say purse. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry, I've got to get my purse out of my handbag. And they go into their handbag, and I'm going to sack something here because this king looks very, very bare here. Let's open it up. And they're like, okay, I just have to undo this zip. Zip. Oh no, it's locked. Let's undo that zip. Oh no, it's not there. Maybe it's in this other zip. And like 10 minutes later, this might actually be checkmate very soon. They've managed to get to their purse. And they're like, oh, my purse. I need to undo my purse to get my money. And then, oh no, it's not that zip. And it's like, oh my God. You're behind them in the queue and you're like, you've had an hour to get your purse out of your handbag. Why haven't you got your purse out your handbag? What is wrong with you? And you're politely sitting there, standing there because you're English, and you're like, oh no, take your time. It's fine. Just don't worry. It's fine. You know, it's not like I have anything to do with my life at all. I love queuing. I absolutely love queuing. It's my pastime. I'm just going to queue here for another 2 hours. It's fine. Anyone behind me? Do you want to go in front of me as well? And you know, anyone got any frozen pies while I'm at it? Lovely. Okay, right. Who's next up anyway? So we're going to go to. I did say I played this guy on Chess24, and what was the name? What was the name? Sorry, I'm just trying to Chess20. This is I'm looking on chess24.com. And my mouse is so sensitive I can't find who it was, but I think I should be able to recognize it, right? What was the name? It wasn't Alexius, was it? It was Imperator. Okay, let's go. Let's play this. So this guy is a FIDE master and he wants to play the Dutch. So he wants to have a go at my Dutch. So I'm going to play F4 against him. Thank you for the game. Less than competent. I'm going to try to get through as many of you as I can, of course. Play as many as I possibly can. But we've got 27 challenges, so you have to be patient. I'd love to give as many of you a game as we can in the time we have. Did I have my medication today? Clearly not, Blair. Clearly not. Should we talk about chess? Let's talk about chess, shall we? So, okay. So, my opponent, I think, is a FIDE master. That's what his handle is, but his rating is obviously... oh, why is it my move? He's gone bishop f8. Really? Did he mean to do that? Okay, let's go bishop f1 then. This could be the weirdest draw ever. I don't really want to draw, though. I mean, maybe that was a mouse slip. I'm thinking that was a mouse slip. So we're just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and move our bishop back. Now, if he plays it again, it will be bad. Okay, I think it's a mouse slip. So I don't like playing against... You know, if someone mouse slips and it's an honest mouse slip, I will most likely... he's gone knight b8. Well, that ain't no mouse slip, is it? That is just being ridiculous. What's he doing? What's he doing? Well, I could have gone back again, but my sense of humour doesn't actually go that far. You know, let's just beat him instead. Let's just beat him. Okay, so I think what we're going to try... I mean, does he realise that developing pieces is actually a good idea in the world? I believe. So, yeah, so he's actually from Britain as well. Imperator. Is that even a word? Imperator. Imperator is probably how you say it. FIDE master, and we've actually now got a position where I'm probably a tempo up because of his rather toing and throwing. But I very much, when I'm playing with the white pieces, love getting this pawn structure, like, you know, a pawn on d4. I'm not going to rush putting a pawn on that square. There's no need to. I might even have ideas of flicking the bishop in there, in case he wants to put his knight, develop his knight back to f8 or something like that. But the knight on a3 is a good square because on c2 it controls d4. And my plan is basically to play d4. I can probably play it now. Let's just play it now, and I can guard this one with everything if needed. And once you've got this pawn structure, you have this very nice space advantage. and well, certainly knight here is an option, but you have other ideas of even playing g4 and let's do it. Let's play g4 and trying to go for the f5 break. You don't need to rush that. You've got to look at your opponent's pawn breaks when the position's quite closed, as it is here. And f6 is a very standard pawn break. He needs to try to get some activity because he's got less space than me. And if you look at his pieces, these pieces that I've highlighted here are pretty shoddy. They're not very good pieces. They're trying to get out, but they can't really get out of that situation there. They're all like clustered in. So we don't have to rush a position like this, and it's your pawn structure which is kind of keeping things all okay. So a move like b3 looks very logical. Let's try to control both sides of the board. Thank you for the raid, Chess24. I hope you enjoyed Jan and Peter. How can you not enjoy Jan and Peter? If you don't enjoy Jan and Peter, you are one miserable bastard, and you need to have your brain looked at. I love Jan and Peter. They're lovely sense of humour. Hello to everyone who's been watching Tata Steel. Was it a good day at Tata Steel? I saw a little bit of it. It's always a good day at Tata Steel, isn't it? And we're basically playing Banter Blitz now. So if you want to play me, there is the link. You might be lucky and you might get a game against me. We've got a lot of people challenged, but I'll try to play as many of you as I can. We're going to try to play like 3-minute chess. I'm talking nonsense pretty much. Thank you for the game, Imperator. And I was talking about queuing, how I hate queuing and how certain nations just don't know how to queue. I was also talking about being English and that we're not very good at complaining. We are terrible. We're terrible at complaining. Terrible. But anyway, I don't know where these things are coming from, but that's what we were going on about. Right, so who's next? Let's take a challenge. If you tell me your name in the Twitch chat, then we'll try to give you a game. So someone in the Twitch chat who's challenged me, what is your name? Otherwise, I think we'll take on the next highest rated player I can see. Okay, let's see. So I could actually gain rating points here. So that was Dax Knee Burn. I was hoping that I'm looking at my Twitch chat. I'm trying to look at the Chess24 chat as well when we get a chance. I don't know if this guy is around anymore. Exlicius. If not, Dax Neo Burn, I will play you. It doesn't look like this guy's around, so let's abort that one. We're not going to wait. We're not going to wait our whole lives. So Dax Neo Burn, I'll try to find you now. Let's try to keep the challenges to 3 minutes because there's a lot of you who would like to get a game in, and I'm hoping that is your handle, Dax Neo Burn, because if it's not your handle, we're going to have some problems. Okay, it is, and you're one of the first people to challenge. So in with the game. Good luck, Dax. Let's get it on. You're playing a Grandmaster. If you win, that means you get the Grandmaster title, and if you beat a Grandmaster twice, you become world champion of the flat world. And if you beat a Grandmaster three times, what happens if you beat a Grandmaster 3 times? Anyone know? Anyone? What happens? Something amazing happens. I don't know what though. You become a leprechaun. Well, I have actually, you know, there are some similarities certainly between myself and a leprechaun. Leprechauns are mystical beings that live in islands and like gold. I don't really like gold, I have to say. Why did I put my knight there? It's a very weird square. But they meant to have very strange ginger beards. And they do enjoy beer as well, basically. So my opponent's played the London system. What do you guys think of the London system? And this is the London system setup. I'm just throwing some different moves at him to try and unbalance it, because when you're playing someone who plays the London system, they love playing the same moves without thinking, like c3, bishop d3. You know, they don't want anything weird to happen. And look, c3. His next move will be bishop d3. So I'm just going to put my knight over here, which is a terrible idea because it will run into e4. But it's going to maybe make Dax think a little bit. London is cringe. London is cringe. Well, you know what? I actually quite like the London system. And I think the London system could be quite an exciting opening. And, well, we've actually just released a London system DVD for GingerGM as well. If you want to check that out, it's quality. But I can understand why people get annoyed with people who play the London system, because when you're black, when you're with the black pieces, it's so easy to get frustrated by certain setups, because it's very hard to get an attacking game as black against the London system. I haven't really cracked it myself, I'll be honest. Certainly not cracking it in this game. So I'm doing some weird kind of hippo here, but I have a nice time advantage. Blair, are you asking me that question, Blair? What do I play against an early bishop f5 in the London? What, me? An early bishop f5 in the London system, I think, is a very good way to play. Well, we can have a look at that later. But I as white, I try to play an early queen b3 to attack b7, basically, if that's what you're asking. Saguzi, hello Saguzi, is asking, what is, should we just castle and see? I mean, he probably should try to checkmate me here, but we'll show no fear. What is a good opening for black beginner? I'm assuming you mean someone of the black pieces, and I would basically say, if you're a beginner, nearly any opening is okay. And nearly any opening is okay, as long as it's not something completely artificial. So there's a lot of these openings. I'm just going to play this to try and open up a line against his king, by the way. Maybe 2 lines if I get lucky. There are some openings you probably should avoid, and I know you're probably going to kill me for saying this, but something like the Stafford Gambit is nonsense, and you shouldn't really be concentrating your hard-earned time learning an opening which is just like losing if your opponent plays the right moves. You might get a lot of nice wins, and I know it's very popular due to the great efforts of like Eric Rosen, who's a great streamer, and other people, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't be playing an opening where if your opponent plays the right moves, you're lost. It just doesn't make any sense. You should play an opening where you shouldn't be losing, you should get a game. But I think really any opening, I don't think, it depends what kind of style you want, right? What kind of position do you want? Do you want lots of free open lines? Do you want a closed position? You have to ask yourself the kind of middle game you like playing, and then when you've done that, you can decide on your opening. You want to really just, maybe what you should do is look at the games of someone who plays a certain opening all the time and say, do I like this position? Does it look nice? And if the answer is yes, oh, that's very nice. I thought Christmas was finished how many days ago? I was going to try to get it right. 26 days ago. No, it's still here, Christmas. So that's really it. I think it's very much up to you and what kind of positions you like playing. Any opening is okay. Don't get transfixed on one opening is better than another if you're a beginner. It's nonsense. Not absolute nonsense. I mean, look at me. I still play the Dutch defense, which everyone thinks is crap, but it made me become a Grandmaster. So it really, in my eyes, is not the most important thing. Okay, who's next then? So we're going to take someone now from the Chess24 chat. Are we going to remain undefeated today? So Chess24, and I'm looking now. I hope you're all doing all right over there. Tell me your handle. If you tell me what your name is now on Chess24 chat, I will give you a game. No one's saying anything there. What about Twitch chat? Who have we got there? Let's see. Do we have any subscribers to the channel who want to play? Because they kind of jumped the queue as we're talking about queues, they get the fast pass. Subscribers get the fast pass. They're those annoying people who queue jump. You're waiting there at the Eiffel Tower for the hour. The subscribers, straight in. See you later. There you go. Okay, right. Anyone there? No? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Okay, so no subscribers, want it? No? Okay. Ivan RAF is saying fungi. Is your name Fungi? I quite enjoy a bit of fungi. So let's see if you're there. Okay, I'm going to try to find you, Fungi. Is your name Fungi? Fungi is quite a cool name. So could that be a Fungi? Is that your name? Oh, it's Dave Lee. Hello, Dave. How you doing, sir? Ivan. Very nice to see you again, Dave. How are you getting on, mate? Dave Lee Brighton. Is that you? And is your name Fungi? I wonder why your name's Fungi, Dave. Has it got anything to do with mushrooms? is your handle Fungi Fungi? Is that right? Teaching chess tomorrow in Horsham. Well, I'm not going to go too much into my time. Is it Fungi Fungi? Is that your name, Dave? Well, I'll give you. I didn't realise. Well, I hope you're doing well, Dave. It's nice to hear from you. And I was a student. Okay, let's see if it is you. I'm going to play you, Fungi Fungi. I hope it is you, Dave. And it's just. Is it fungi? Is this you, Dave? Have I got the right fungi? Is there more than one fungi out there? That's what I'm wondering. Have I got the right type of fungi? This is you. Good stuff. Well, Fungi Fungi. I was at university down in Sussex. Oh my God. 21 years ago, and I met Dave at the local chess club there, and me, Dave, and our friend Duncan would often. You got to play a move, Dave. Play a move. You got to move. You got to move, sir. We'd often take the chessboard to the pub, which was a lot of fun. We had some great times. So it's good to see you again, Dave, and I hope you're doing well. Brighton was a very fun town. Okay, so we're going to go for a French defence. Let's see, and good luck to you, sir. I remember crashing out at Dave's after partying a couple of times as well. And this is the Tarrasch variation of the French, and my opponent Dave is going for this big centre that we saw in the last game. It's quite a good idea, but this is all theory. It's not the Tarrasch. What am I talking about? It's the winner. That I get my names mixed up sometimes. It is the. Did I say Tarrasch? I meant the classical. This is one of the openings. If you play the French, you're very likely to get on this move. We go back here. I can also play Bishop B4, which Botvinnik used to play, and Bishop B4 is the winner. But this is quite an interesting setup where White has this decent pawn structure here, but I can aim to get some pressure against that pawn structure. And if you play the French defense, you've got to rely on the break C5 and also F6. So I'm just thinking what to do here, because Dave might want to play the move C3 next. I'm just going to castle, and maybe I'm going to go for my secondary pawn break, which is going to be F6 here. I can also do some things like Queen A5 in these positions, and the idea of this move, which I might play, is that if I capture on D4, the pawn on C3 is pinned, meaning that White would generally like to take back with a pawn to keep these pawns all defending each other. But if that pawn is pinned, White will have to take with a piece there. So I'm going to do that now, because otherwise why have I moved my queen to this square? But Dave is playing very sensible moves. He's moved this knight so that his bishop can be developed next move, and I always again have to watch out for this kind of idea of B4 in this position. So I'd maybe like to play Bishop C5, but then B4 is annoying. So I'm going to play this strange looking move, and the reason I'm playing this it's probably just a crap move actually, is that I wanted to move it here, but I'm getting very scared about h7. I'm also down on time. Dave, stop crushing me. Stop crushing me. This is not good. You're not allowed to beat me like this. This is not what I signed up for. Okay, so I'm going to try and block that bishop up. And by doing it this way, at least I get some pressure. And I've got to watch out for this bad boy. But I have now managed to get my own compensation against this central pawn. And I'm very relieved to swap the queens off here. Because I was getting extremely worried about a nasty attack against h7. So I have got a nice couple of pawn advantage, but I'm down on time and it's not over yet by any means. I'm just going to try to complete my development. So let's get that bishop out. I was going to move that pawn first because of the rook, but I don't need to do that. I'll do that anyway. And I think the other problem that white has here, it's not just being pawn, you know, a couple of pawns down. There's no easy move for white in this position. There's no easy plan. I've got a central pawn. My bishop controls a lot of squares. So there's nothing easy that white can do here to you know, when you're playing without a plan, it's, you know, it's chess is hard, you know, and that's where the expression a bad plan is better than no plan came about. At least you have a bad plan, you have something to do and you can learn from your mistakes. Now I'm going to put my bishop into this square because it's going to pin the knight right down, and I might be able to now pick up another pawn. I wanted to tie the rook to this square first so it wasn't on the open line, and here let's centralize the king. I think that makes a lot of sense. And now try to expand with my pawns and taking away some squares for my opponent's knight. Okay, oh, watch the bishop. Hello. Let's get the bishop in line with my opponent's king, so that will allow me to create some ideas. Now this one's a little bit of a cheeky move, isn't it? We don't want to fall for that. So I'm just gonna stop that knight from having that possibility by covering that square, but we've only got 20 odd seconds left. Bishop f2 was maybe a little bit more to the point there. That was certainly a little bit more put that in your pipe and smoke it move, wasn't it? Give that one, but we missed that move. But 5 seconds, things are going to be extremely tough for Dave now, and he's under a second. Good game, Dave. Good game. You played very well there. I mean, I think if we just go back, the opening you played extremely well, and where it seemed to go wrong, I think you had a nice position around here, and even here. I think my next move is very important, and you can possibly now, because the central structure is quite closed. You know, all the things are closed, and when you have a closed structure, generally the knight is better than the bishop, and here white has an extra knight. So maybe this was an idea, now trying to reroute the knight somewhere, try to play against my bishop here, one idea. And it's funny how this pawn is now very weak, and I think the big mistake here is, I know the knight on g3 looks quite active, but probably just bringing it back to defend that pawn first and playing a little bit more patiently was the way to play. But you played very well there, Dave, and thank you very much for the game, and hopefully I'll see you for a pint at some point in the future. It would be great. Hopefully down in Brighton again. I'll catch you for a drink and a game of chess, so do keep in contact. Right, okay, so who wants to play next? And I think we're gonna have a look at the list. And we got someone from Ireland who is 2552, so let's see if they're still around for a game. Got to try to move up my rating, and what are we going to go for? Let's bash out e4 in the position. So this is the second time in a row we've playing someone from Ireland. So we had Dave from Brighton, from Ireland, and now we're playing well, someone with the Irish flag at least. And this is a new opening. Well, not a new opening, but this my last chessball course. I suggest this setup, and the reason I suggest this setup, as you may have heard, I do like the Dutch opening, and you get like a reverse Dutch here. I've actually just realised that my opponent's gone d5, so I have to be a little bit careful. And it's a bit like that idea we had before, where if I can get my pawns to the squares, I'm happy. So I'm going to try that. I like this now because my opponent's bishop is blocked out, and I'm playing against my opponent's pieces and trying to get a space advantage. And again, I think this opening is a great demonstration of how you should approach openings. One of the questions one of you asked me earlier is, you know, what is a bad opening? Is this opening bad for black? What's a good opening? And my point was, it's pretty irrelevant at lower level. And I think a much more important question to ask is, when you've picked an opening, like I've picked this one, you need to know what your middle game ideas are going to be, so you're not planless. You also need to know what pawn structures are good for you and bad for you, and you just need to know where your pieces should be moving to generally, and that's much more important to understand when you pick any opening. So look at the middle game as well. Now I expect this position is fairly even. I've got more pawns in the center, which I generally like, but my opponent has this very nice knight here. So I'm gonna consider playing c4 because that knight is not stabilized, meaning it's not on an outpost. An outpost is a square that can't be attacked by a pawn, but in this position that knight can be attacked by my pawn. So I'm gonna certainly consider pushing that knight back just to keep my space advantage. And then I want to cover this square here with a bishop. So my opponent playing a very tricky idea, attacking that pawn, and that bishop was a very bad piece. This makes a lot of sense. Now queen g3 is one way I can go about this, and I think I want to start bringing my queen over to the king side. I might be able to use the Harry pawn to attack, and I'm going to do this now, not just to maybe start an attack on g6, but to stop my opponent ever breaking out with this g5 possibility. Now bringing the knight in makes a lot of sense. The one reason I'm not playing c4 is every pawn move you play weakens a square, and if I play c4 I very much weaken the d4 square, and I don't want to commit to doing that. So I'm going to offer my knight to be exchanged my opponent's bad bishop, but in return I then might be able to get some attacking possibilities over on the Harry file. So we're going to definitely take with this pawn because this is the file I'm looking at. Maybe even king f2 and rook h1. And as long as there's no threats towards my position, if he goes here I close it with d4. I can't see, I'm constantly looking at what my opponent's ideas are, and as long as I can't see any move that threatens me, okay, so now there's a threat. We've got to always look at our opponent's move and stop his ideas, and I don't want that knight coming in, so I'm covering that square first. Then we can continue doing our plans. Chess is a bit like life, right? You have to give and take. You know, you have to give it to your opponent. And now I think I want to close this down, stop any checks here. Then my opponent's going to come in here. So I could also just take this pawn, but then there's a check on this square. So I am allowing this knight in, which is a little bit annoying. Opponent's playing well here. And I have to now, I think, bring my bishop back here. So I'm a little bit concerned, actually. My opponent's defending this one, and time. Okay, well I just got to move quick now as well. So let's try to get rid of that knight. And I want to get rid of this bishop, but my bishop here is an atrocious piece. It's really bad. It's a really bad bishop, so I'm just going to try to swap off. And now, yeah, my opponent's found the right plan. This has been the right plan for a long time now. I have to stop that one coming in, and we've got to create some counterplay in the middle. But how is this position? How is this position? Pretty damn good now, I would say. Pretty tasty after that mistake of my opponent's there. And well, I had a better move there, but this should be good enough now. And we got there in the end. So that was a very tough game. Thank you for the game, Feya. And well, very, very tough game. I think my opponent's knight a5 was a very clever move, and that was a sign of a class player. But when the time got a little bit low, Feya basically didn't quite find the right plan. So if we go back to this position, I was saying here that, you know, my opponent didn't really have any plans that could worry me, and if my opponent had played natural looking moves, you've got to play moves with a purpose. And another big hint I will give you is that if you can't explain to yourself what you're trying to do with that move, like what is your threat, what are you trying to generate, what pieces you know, what are you trying to improve, then you shouldn't be playing it. Every move needs to have a purpose. Chess Drinker saying that was lucky. Why was that lucky? There's no such thing as luck in chess. It's all skill. Trust me. This ain't craps we're playing here. It's called chess. A skilled game. But my opponent played very well now. This was a great way to try and get some counterplay. And maybe here I could have dealt with it better, but this was another great move, trying to get the queen into the game. And all of a sudden, my opponent gets some very nice squares on this area of the board. And I must be worse here. And I think what my opponent didn't do right here is this idea of playing a5 and b4 straight away. It's trying to find pawn breaks in a closed position. That's what you should be looking at. Okay, you might need to defend this pawn first, but if black had played this idea very quickly, I think my position would most likely collapse there. Right, so let's have a look. So I'm going to check out now on the Chess24 chat. Thank you for the game, Feya. You played very well there. You know, maybe I was lucky. On the Chess24 chat, let me know what your handle is and if you want a game. You've got 30 seconds. I'm trying to get through as many challenges as I can, but there's a lot, so I probably won't be able to play you all today, I'm afraid, but I'll try to get in as many as we can. If not, any subscriber on my Twitch channel want to play? Any subscribers want to play? I'll wait and see. Please, some KG and Kozio games. King's Gambit and Kozio games. Chess Pagol is asking, hey Simon, what's your living earning source? Not chess, I guess. Well, funnily enough, it is chess. Emmy, I'm going to play you, Emmy. Let's play you. You've been waiting a long time, Emmy. Let's give you a game if I can find your handle. Okay, Emmy, let's play a game. Let's get a game in. Oh, if you're still there, there we are. Okay, good. We're in with a game, Emmy. You've been waiting very patiently for a long time, and you will now play. So you want me to play the King's Gambit? I will if Emmy plays e5. Yeah, I mean, I basically have been doing chess for a living for a long time. I'm 42. I know I look amazing for my age, but you know, you don't need to say that. Actually, no one did say that. That's funny, isn't it? I'm 42, and I've been basically making a living from chess 20 years now. I started by teaching chess in schools. Hello, Joseph Towns, mate. My opponent going for a black line here. I like this opening, but it's not so good when I've got a pawn on f4. And I taught chess in schools for 7 years. And I then started doing like some books. I did my first book when I was at university. with Dave. It was, I had a great time down at university. Real good time there. And then really when I started in chess, you know, I became a Grandmaster when I was like 28. I was an international master when I was about 15, 16. But then I had a break to basically do university, and I got far too carried away at university and partied too much. But it was a hell of a lot of fun, so I wouldn't change it ever. And then, you know, around this time, videos and chess were starting to come out. There was no real commentary. There was nothing like that when I started. No video commentary or anything along those lines. And it only started later on. And I started to do that. I started to work for Chess.com. I started my own company, GingerGM, which makes chess videos. And just started doing that and been doing it since. So commentating and making chess videos to help you improve, explaining concepts for a long time. And I've been working now for Chessable as well, which is a great company to work for. I love working for Chessable and Chess24. Now this knight might be coming in here, but I'm not going to worry about it. I guess I'm hoping this one's going to be a nasty move for my opponent. I'm not going to calculate it. We're just going to play it, unleashing the rook. Dave, I don't know why your message was deleted. Moobot does stupid things, so you know, it's okay. Now we're going to go here, check. And problem is, if I take here, my opponent takes here, I'm a piece down. So this was the position oh no, he's gone there. I didn't realize he's gone there. I think my opponent had to go back to G8, and this could be a very beautiful checkmate here. Smothered mate. Can everyone see the forced checkmate? Puzzle. Checkmate in 4 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 moves. Forced checkmate in 5 moves. Now 4 moves. Can everyone see it? Who can work out the checkmate in 4 moves? That's 1. And this is 2. Double check with the queen and knight. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this one. Oh, yes. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, yeah, please. Oh, ho. Excuse me. Now, oh. Now that's what you call a chess orgasm, boys and girls. Yeah, Dave, I don't know how to allow links in the thing. I'll have to sort it out another time. Obviously, I would let you do that. But yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that one. It was worth it just for that, right? It was worth it just for that. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. That made my day. Lovely jubbly. Okay, now I'm just having a look at the comments, and it's I'm finding it a bit hard with my mouse to look at the later comments on Chess24. Jar Jar da hast ein Hof as rating Junge. What kind of name is that? I hope you don't have to type that name out every time you want to play a game. You'll be there for years. Nice, thank you for the kind comments. And on Twitch, who have we got? Who else have we got? Everyone else. Could I make a humoristic personality analysis on a few openings? That would be fun. There's loads of things I could do, right? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm always open for, you know, I've got a YouTube channel, GingerGM, and I'm always looking for ideas on GingerGM of doing videos. So if it's interesting, then yeah, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Duke of 007 saying, I think I need a smoke and a psychiatrist. Well, I hope you're feeling all right, Duke. Don't be saying that, you know. Chess is, if you're completely mental, chess is great. Chess is perfect. Look, if you know, I know, because, well, look at the state of me. What's that saying? Chess doesn't make you go mad. Chess keeps mad people sane. Something like that. You know why I don't want to play another game? Because I'm just looking at this position and I'm just like, cheers. I've got boring water here, but can we just look at this position for another 30 seconds maybe? It's not every day you do that. Not every day. We like that. We like that. Thank you, Yobius. Have a good night, sir. I hope you enjoy your night. And let's get another game in. And I'm going to take someone who is on the Chess24 chat now. So Dark Side. If I can find you, I will give you a game. I'm at 100% at the moment. Can we keep that up? Can I keep my 100% up? Dark Side, I can't see you. You obviously need to challenge me if you want to play a game. Otherwise, it's very hard to play, isn't it? It's very hard to play. So this is the link to challenge me. But we do have a fair few challenges in. There we go. Shadowmate saying, isn't smothering your opponent a crime? Not in the chess world. The chess world is a brutal place. And murder is encouraged in the chess world. Only the chess world. Okay? Only the chess world. Okay. Well, we have a subscriber of mine, BPKO. Can I try saying that? And yes, you can play if you challenge me. Let's see if I can find your name. You need to challenge me because you're a subscriber to my channel. So therefore you jump the queue. No one likes queuing and you jump it. There we go, from the United States. And this is a 5-minute game, so we can take our time a little bit longer. I sent the challenge. Dark Side, I couldn't see it when I looked. I'll have another look in a minute. I'll play you next, Dark Side. And let's stick with E4, shall we? So we're going to play this opening again. This is, by the way, this is my new opening against a Sicilian. And again, let's get back to talking about the chess. And the reason I play this is because there's a particular middle game position I like. And this, I'm going to break it down into stages. Stage 1 is D3, F4, Knight F3, castles. And this is when this is a way to learn an opening, is to break it down in stages. Now you have to be aware of what your opponent plays and adapt, obviously. But I'm doing stage 1 now. So stage 1 is this, stage 1. And now we see what our opponent plays. Now if he plays this move, this is going into kind of a Botvinnik English structure. I like playing this crazy idea. And this is a common idea when you play the Dutch defense, a similar opening the other way, the other color around. And this creates a little bit of chaos. I enjoy a little bit of chaos. Yeah, it is 3 minutes. I've just spotted that. And the reason I'm creating chaos is I'm giving up my center, but I'm going for some crazy ideas whilst his king is still in the middle. My king is castled. Potentially my king is safer. And I feel it's safer now because on H1 it's extremely well protected. But I need to keep the pressure up here because maybe this move's annoying. Where do I put the rook? Do we put it somewhere completely bizarre like this, or do we even go here? I think I'm going to put it over here, and we've got a very strange position. That rook is wasted. That rook is off its head. It's been on the mushrooms, Dave, that one. It's a drunk rook. I mean, what on earth is it doing over there? But I like it. I like funky pieces. But we need to develop these guys now. So let's bring these ones out. And I'm going to try and take control of some of these light squares in the middle of the board. And let's bring it in. Hello, Iron Manif. Is that how you say it? Well, you know I can't pronounce. Glad to have you in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with some of the chat, but it ain't easy. My opponent playing very well here because this seems like the best way to castle. Now, we need to get some pieces in the game. This check, I don't know. My queen's not doing much. My queen, I'm going to move here with some idea of coming in over there. So this is the kind of move I was slightly worried about. But let's take that one. Get rid of that. And oh, my opponent is going for a queen exchange. That's a little bit annoying. I didn't really want to get the queens off here. Okay, I'm going to try to avoid a queen exchange just to make it interesting. But I got a feeling that my opponent is a strong player with the confidence that he's moving the pieces. We don't know how strong he is because 1500 is I would imagine, not his rating, but he's playing well. Now, I was hoping with this move, what I'm trying to achieve is an exchange of knights. I'm trying to keep my opponent's bishop blocked in behind the pawn, whilst my bishop has this very nice diagonal to maneuver on. So I'm trying to prove that my bishop is stronger than my opponent's, and I've got I like compact positions. And what I mean by that, now this is a blunder. I was hoping my opponent would play this because I have the idea of going bishop g4 and trapping my opponent's queen, but we can now start to target some of the squares in my opponent's position and target the bishop. Rook d7 falls to bishop g4 again, and this pin has been a bit of an issue for my opponent today. This has been one nasty pin, and well, the position has fallen apart now. My other rook, well, okay, if queen takes b2, I just move my rook and I'm picking up a piece here. Well, let's take that one first because the bishop is pinned. We might as well take as many of these guys as we can. Let's take that one. Let's take them all. And let's even take that one with a check. We like it. I might even take that one with a check if my opponent wants to play on, and unfortunately it's gone wrong there. So an interesting opening, and I think it's always a good idea to have a little bit of a look at your openings afterwards. And I was talking about, this is what I play against the Sicilian. I played this setup. I call this stage 1 setup. It now depends what your opponents play. I'm trying to break this opening down into very simple ways to learn. My last course that I actually did with my friend Richard Palliser, one of the best theoreticians around, International Master, we had a really deep look at this course on Chessable. So if you want to buy this course, you can buy it on Chessable. There's also a free 1-hour course on there. It's, you know, short and sweet. If you want to be a tight git and you don't want to spend your money and support the likes of me, look at the free course. And you now sort of develop your position depending how your opponent plays. If your opponent brings a knight to this square, I go for the Dutch attack of queen h4, f5, bishop h6, knight g5. I try to take the bishop off, I try to take that pawn off, I try to take the knight off, and then I try to take on h7 checkmate. Ooh, looks nice and green, doesn't it, that one? That's one way to rock and roll. Now, if my opponent puts the knight on e7, so e6 and knight e7, that plan doesn't work as well. So when that happens, I go for another plan, and the plan I go for there is c3. This is one of the advantages of this opening. You don't commit your knight on b1. And then I go bishop e3, d4, and eventually e5. And we've seen this pawn structure before, so that's a secondary opening idea. But the way my opponent played it, I like playing this move, which might not be completely sound, but I like it because you get some crazy position, as we saw in the game. What's this opening called? Well, I don't think this idea of bishop e2 really has a name. I would probably call it, well, it's been called by Chessable the British Grand Prix, because the Grand Prix opening is when you bring this knight out here. But the problem with bringing the knight out is that sometimes you want to put your pawn on this square. So this little weird move is trying to, you know, control things a lot better. By the way, I think I just saw Aldo in the chat. Hello Aldo, hope you're doing all right. It's not the Killer Grand Prix, it's the British Grand Prix. I can find a link to it. Fortunately, Chess24 and Chessable are pretty similar companies, so I can actually just show you a link. But of course, if you don't want to buy the course, don't buy it. There's a free one. I'd love it if you did buy it because it supports what I do. And I'll put it in the chats there so you can have a look. How you doing, Aldo? You doing all right? Just doing a little bit of Banter Blitz today. If you want to play, then we have a fair few challenges, but get over to Chess24. Last time I played Aldo in the chat, he defeated me, and that's my last YouTube video. I'm still trying to recover from the defeat. But it is Chess24 we're playing on today, and Chess24's got this very nice new play center, which I'm very impressed with. Okay, so who wants to play next? Well, I'm going to go down, and I don't know if CJ is still around. He actually, I see, got this challenge in an hour ago. Let's see if you're still here. CJ is a regular on my streams, and we normally play a game. I missed your challenge before, but he might have run away. Dark Side, I'll play you. I'll try to find your challenge. If not, and you're going to do a shot before we play. Okay, what are you going to do a shot off, Dark Side? I don't think CJ's around anymore, so let's try to play someone else. I'll see if I can find your challenge, Dark Side. What are you going to do a shot of, though? I will do. Oh, your challenge is here. You're going to do a shot of vodka. Okay, I'm going to do a shot as well. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that water had a real fizz to it. That fizz has gone straight through me, man. Straight through me, man. Yeah, I'm just on fizzy water, so, you know, nice. Only the fizzy water today. Only the fizzy water. It's Friday tomorrow. We will save some drinking for the Friday. Okay, right. Let's get it on. Well, let's see. We're playing Dark Side, and he's gone for B6. This is actually an opening that my friend recommends. Oh, he's going for the hippo. Now, I play the hippo as well, and I know that this opening is basically a pile of hippo poo. I play this as well as black. It's quite a lazy opening because there's not much fear on it, but it's not that good. Let's be honest. Oh God, he's weakening himself. Okay, so we're gonna try to target that weakness now, and this is another thing you should try to get into the habit of doing. You know, you should try to get in the habit of quickly trying to spot weaknesses in your opponent's position and targeting them. And with this maneuver, we can see that I'm quickly targeting this weakness here, and also you can see that E6 is a weak square, so let's naturally develop a piece and give it a little check. Yes, a little check there. Okay, so now he's blocked the check, so we want to remove that bad boy, and we're now threatening to move the knight, and here there must be something juicy. I can't resist this move. I can't resist it. I haven't worked out anything. I haven't worked out anything at all, but that just looks too damn juicy for me. There must be a good discover check. If he takes here, where do I move my knight? I'm probably not going to grab the rook over there because, yeah, I like my knight. I like this knight, but I kind of need to get the queen in the game. So he's going to take here, and surely you can't live with a king on e6 like that. I could even be very patient and bring the queen here. My first thought is to get the knight to this square check, but I'm going to have to get my queen into the position to do this. So let's bring the queen out. Nimzovich, who basically talked a lot of rubbish at times, but he did say some good things. My System, there's a lot of chat about My System, the book he wrote, but Nimzovich basically said the threat is stronger than the execution. So here I can now win material, but let's see where he puts his king first, because he might get in trouble if my queen gets into that square. You know what's better than winning a rook? What's better than winning a rook, people? Anyone? I'm going to take this. This is maybe a bit risky because I don't really need to do this, but what the hell? What's better than winning a rook? Anyone? Winning the game? How'd you win the game? Anyone? Come on. You're very slow in the Chess24 chat. The Twitch chat on GingerGM, that's where it's at. Checkmate. That's the one, Dave. I knew I could trust you, son. What's better than winning a rook? Checkmate wins the game. So that's what we're going for. Win that king. Win the king. I don't think I'm going to checkmate here, but I'm going to keep bringing my pieces in with check because it looks like fun. And what the hell was that? That pawn has gone mental. That is one mental pawn. And I love that pawn so much. We're gonna make sure we don't lose that bad boy. That is a bad boy and a half. I imagine my opponent probably has to sacrifice to get rid of that one. He hasn't. Okay, so I'm going to calmly castle, and now I'm playing this because my queen is attacking that knight. We want to get rid of the defender of that knight. And he's missed that. He had to go queen f7 to hold that knight, but always try to work out what your opponent's trying to do. That's key thing in chess. And his king is looking very shaky, so we need to bring some reinforcements around to start hassling that one. I don't want to exchange queens now because his king looks so weak. I'm keeping my queen on this diagonal, so that's not a diagonal, what's that called, a file? That's the one. So his king can't escape, and I want to bring El Swingaroony around the angles. Shall we bring El Swingaroony around? That's what we're trying to do. Because we're not going to checkmate him just with this one, so he's giving his king a little bit more oomph. But the reason I moved this rook here was to leave this rook lined up, and I'm going to try to open up that one. So it's just all about when you're attacking, if you can't see an immediate win, it's about bringing in those reinforcements, bringing in as many pieces as you can to the target, and the target is certainly his king. And I think that king is gonna be rather upset here. Now, this is checkmate, but what about, okay, what about, oh no, I blundered my queen. Okay, I should have just checkmated him. I'm probably good. I deserve to lose now after that one. You know what? I didn't realise that he could take my bishop here. I actually didn't realise that, and I bloody well deserved to lose by not checkmating him in one move. That was just ridiculous. Why did I not checkmate him in one move? That was like, just check. If checkmate's on the board, just checkmate, man. What are you doing, you lunatic? Oh, okay. And I might lose some time here. Shit. It's a serious possibility. Oh my god. Oh! Blimey, I really... Oh god. Never in doubt. Dark side, you're a bit quick, aren't you? You're a bit of a quick mover there, dark side. Jesus, I mean, I didn't expect him to start banging out the moves like Billy-O. Who is Billy-O? I don't know. Oh, can you get close to that? Of course you can. I had a whole 0.3 of a second there. A whole 0.3 of a second. Yeah, God, yeah, maybe the vodka. I mean yeah, good game, Dark Side. Thank you for the game. That's a very exciting game. I have to say, I was getting very worried at the end because I suddenly realised how quick you are, and I'm not quick. I don't know. I got a very good position, didn't I, Dark Side? Out of the opening, my opening was very good, but the opening you played, and I did say earlier on in this stream that it doesn't matter what opening you played, you know, but I would say it doesn't matter what opening you play at beginner level, but you should still probably pick one of the main ones because the hippo is not the best. Now, of course, here I could just checkmate, but you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, how can I lose this one? I like the bishop checkmate. I was thinking, how can I lose my queen and then give checkmate? And being the idiot that I am, I didn't realise that when I lost my queen, suddenly Dark Side is defending that square. And then Dark Side fought like an absolute lunatic and played very well. If you didn't get a completely lost position, Dark Side, you were doing all right there. You were doing all right. Oh dear. Right, I'm gonna need another shot of water after that one. Another shot of water. You had me scared there. You had me scared. Oh, fizzy water. Don't you find fizzy water, should I say, fizzy water much more exciting than normal water? God, I'm sounding so boring now. Okay, who's next then? Who wants to play next? I think what we'd do, we'll play, because I do need to eat today. Eating is important. I think we will play 2 more games. Let's play 2 more games, and in this Banter Blitz, and hopefully I'll be back again to do more Banter Blitz. I'm also thinking maybe a beer might be good. Okay, who wants to play? Let's have a look. Let's see if anyone on Chess24 wants to play. And yeah, my opponent Darkside nearly had too much fun there. You're right, he nearly did. Speedy Gonzalez, shall we see how speedy you are? Let's have a look. I will play. Okay, well I did say Speedy Gonzalez first, so okay, I'll tell you what we'll do first. I'm gonna take on someone who's 24-23. If he's around. Mo Chilio is the highest rated player. And then Speedy Gonzalez, I'll try to play you. My opponent Mo Chilio might not be around anyway. Let's give him another couple of seconds. He's there. Okay, let's get this one. Then Speedy Gonzalez, I'll play you next. I might play more than 2 games, by the way. Let's try to give some more of you a game. This is the opening I'm going to play. It depends what white does, but it is... Well, okay, it's not going to be a black lion now. Pretty even position this. Is that... I don't know how to say your name. Shugiogacha is asking, Simon, you like the White Russian, right? I do. White Russian is a drink. I haven't drunk it for ages, but I used to really like the drink White Russian, which is basically vodka, Kahlua, which is coffee, and sort of some kind of milk. It used to be a favourite cocktail of mine. It certainly did. I certainly used to like that. I haven't drunk it for ages. Yeah, at the moment, my favourite cocktail at the moment is, it's a bit of a mental one. Now, without Googling, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to start Googling now, without Googling, and if you Google, you don't win the prize, and I've got eyes on all of your computers. I know which ones of you are Googling and not Googling. I'm watching you. I'm not, of course. But without Googleizing, what cocktail? Okay, who's going to be the first person to answer this without Googling? I'm sure there's going to be a Googler among you guys. What cocktail is the Hemingway? Now, Blair, if Blair's in the chat, he will probably know this because we had some Hemingways recently. What cocktail is the Hemingway? Hello, Jess. Hope you're doing right. Haven't seen you for a while, Jess. Hope you're doing well. Anyone know what Hemingway is? Anyone? No. We have no takers. I mean, let me try to play chess as well. No. You can Google it if you want to. Go on. You can. Otherwise, no. Who's going to get it first? Cuban? No. It's not. You recall. Aldo recalls. Aldo, go on. Give it away, Aldo, if you know. If you know. Someone pure sadness and depression. Well, Hemingway, I don't know much of his writings, I have to say. Which I should do, of course. But something with whiskey. No one's got it yet. I think it's called... I've probably got the name wrong now. Something with rum. No. No one has got the Hemingway yet. Hemingway, lemonade. No. It's certainly an alcoholic drink. It's a cocktail. Yes, Aldo. It is absinthe. But what other drink is it? Anyone else? It's absinthe from what? It's not going to be a bad joke because I don't do bad jokes. I leave that to Ben Feingold. I only do good jokes here. This is Good Joke Central. Thank you very much. Bad jokes. Who the hell do you think I am? Who the hell do you think I am? It's actually... And I do a budget. I do a budget Hemingway, by the way. I don't do a prop one. It's normally absinthe and... I mean, what's going on here? This is a really weird position. My bishop's kind of looking like an idiot, isn't it? I mean, I've got to actually work some stuff out here. What is this ending? It's absinthe and champagne normally, but I do it with absinthe and this should be winning. This pawn's dropping. I do it with absinthe and carver. I really like carver for a sweet drink. I mean, I do drink. I didn't realise he could take that pawn, but it doesn't matter. But it's absinthe and champagne. And oh God, oh my words, have I just blundered? Oh man, totally missed that check. I'm thinking about absinthe and champagne. What have I done? Oh, Williams. Oh, that was so stupid. And now I'm struggling because I've got to give my bishop up for this pawn. Okay, well he hasn't maybe played the best move, because now, why didn't he just move his king? I think he moved his king and then it was very unclear what the position was. Now actually he's struggling again because just got to play this a little bit accurately. My pawns, I got 2 of them. It's another good move from my opponent though. Jesus, he's playing well. Is my winning streak going to be broken? Looking good. Never in doubt. I was never worried. I don't get worried. I don't get worried. I get absinthe. I get absinthe. Don't get worried. Get absinthe. Don't do that, by the way. Absinthe's a dangerous drink. But I've been enjoying it quite a lot recently. Absinthe and champagne, if you really want to go for it, is the way to go. Get that in. Get it in. No, don't. Only if you're a drinker, by the way. It's an interesting cocktail. Death in the Afternoon. That's what it's called, Jess Fox. You are right. That's what it's called. Maybe it's not Hemingway then. Maybe that's why it was really confusing. It was a drink. It was a drink that Hemingway used to drink. He sounded like a complete lunatic. He would drink this like midday or in the afternoon before he started writing, and he would drink a really strong version of it. But last Friday, actually, me, Aldo in the chat, and Blair, we actually went to an absinthe bar, which was one of the weirdest places I've ever been to, because I had this museum. It's fantastic, but the museum was just weird. It had shrunken heads in this museum. It had some stuff I can't even repeat. It was bizarre. And after you had a couple of absinthe, it was crazy. But anyway, don't drink. I don't really drink a lot. You know, I'm on the water. It's not good for you. Just talking about cocktails, you know, getting on with it. All right, Speedy Gonzalez. Did I say I'd play you next? So let's see if you are in the chat still. That was a close game. I missed some things in the end game there, and my opponent played some quite tasty moves. I can't see your name, Speedy Gonzalez. Polish flag, Conrad. Okay, I'm gonna look for Conrad. Let's see if I can find your name. Oh yes, you are there. Let's get a game in then, Conrad. And I'm getting a lot of white games of the white pieces, aren't I? It seems like. And I'm going to see. Well, let's see what Conrad plays again. And if he plays the Sicilian, we're going to. Oh, he does. So, can you guys, if you've been watching the whole stream, remember the setup? Can you remember the setup that we go for? What is stage 1? Stage 1 is d3, f4, knight f3, castles. This is stage 1. Obviously, we have to adapt depending what our opponent plays. But this little move, bishop e2, there's hardly any theory on this move. It's a really rare move. So we're going to continue with our stage 1. I can even answer my phone when I'm doing this. It's probably illegal and I should be booted out, but hey ho. And we're going for stage 1. So this is the way you kind of learn an opening, I'd say. And this is what I call a system opening. What I mean by that is that this opening, you don't need to memorize the moves. You memorize certain ideas, which is kind of a system of moves, and why you're trying to do that. Now, why am I going for stage 1? Because these pawns have great control over all of these squares. So I like having these 2 pawns. I like having my rook potentially swinging around, having the possibility here. Now, other things I like about this position is I like the possibility of getting another pawn in the center, c3 and d4. And I also like this maneuver. This is a common middle game maneuver, bringing the queen over. Hello, Ken. It's good to see you again, Ken. Hopefully I'll see you another time. And I'm going to play, you can be very patient in this opening. I'm going to get my king out of this diagonal because it's a little bit weak now I've moved this pawn. So I'm just playing a lot of slow moves to help my position. Now my opponent, of course, is going to advance over there. And I'm going to try to attack his king. But these pieces are not doing anything. I'm not worried about my bishop. My bishop will come out later. But I want to get my knight around to the king side because that's where I'm going to attack. Because I have more space on the king side. A very easy way to see where you should play your ideas is just have a look at the area of the board where you have more space, king side, and throw your pieces that way. Now this is once you move the queen, it's very typical to use this d1 square either for your bishop to defend the pawn or for your knight. And this just guards the pawn. And now I'm going to get rid of this knight. I'm going to double my opponent's pawns. And the reason I've done it this way around is that I now have this square for my knight. That attacks the pawn, the weakened pawn there. He's giving up that pawn. And because my king is not going to get any trouble on this diagonal, I can safely play this. I had to be a little bit careful otherwise of this move, but it's a safe pawn. So we're going to grab the safe pawn here. And a knight on f5, bring it towards his king. And the next thing I'm going to try to do is bring my queen in. And this is why the queen shuffles over. So all these ideas I'm playing, they're actually all ideas that I know about from learning this opening, from learning the middle game. And this is the way that you should learn an opening. You know what you're trying to do with all of your pieces in the middle game. So when you get into the middle game, you're not stuck. I know this is a standard idea, swinging the queen over. And this is much more important than anything else when you're trying to learn what to do. And my opponent here did a classical, oh no, oh man, that wasn't giving my opponent a chance. That was what we call a mouse slip. Let's try again, shall we? I was going to say my opponent did the typical error of not looking at my last move and seeing what my plan is. Oh man. And he's done it again. I'm not going to move my queen back this time. I did move my queen to that square. Always look at your opponent's last move and look what you're trying to do. And we're going to put that into the pipe and smoke it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You ready for this video? Hey mate, what's going on here? Okay, don't misbehave now. Stream, it's not a good time to break down on me, stream. I'll tell you what, okay, let me see if I can get this right. Oh, here we go. This used to be my catchphrase. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Which is, I suppose, an old English catchphrase. And some genius made this graphic for me. Which is completely weird and bizarre, but brilliant. And there's me as a rabbit eating something that's been shot from a carrot. And just don't ask what is going on there, because I have no idea at all. But I like it. I like weird things. Okay, guys, it is an incredible video. It was brilliant. I'm gonna have to love you and leave you now. It's been a lot of fun. We'll try to do some more of these streams where I can take you guys on. I'm sorry if you did not get a game today. I will try to remember next time, and I apologize for that, but I can't unfortunately play everyone, so I do apologize for that, but there'll be another opportunity. And please do, I'm going to do a little raid now. Please do say hello to the next person I raid. She's a good friend of mine, and we're going to raid that from the Twitch channel, my Twitch channel. She's over in Norway, and we'll do a little raid there. And also thank you so much, and check out my YouTube channel, check out my chessboard courses if you want to look at this variation more. There's a free 1-hour course. You can learn all about this there, and it's been fun, and I'll be back again. Make sure you follow this channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do all that nonsense, and it's been a lot of fun. and we'll do this again. So cheers everyone, and let's do a little raid now and say hello to where we're raiding. Always polite to do so, and I'll see you all soon, hopefully. I hope you've had a good night and have a good night day as well. Bye for now.